Okay. Dope. Go to stream manager. We'll kind of just have you put right there, me boy. All right. Welcome back. Just took a decent break. Gonna react to some videos for like the next hour or two. Probably just the next hour, and then after that, gonna kind of just. There we go. We're just gonna kind of naturally progress, sort of just into what's it called? Me just working on some light studies, just prepping for music. So I got 5 personal singles that I have more or less ready. Well, I've been saying that for months. The reason why I haven't made heavy progress is because I've been acquiring the skills of marketing and really how I want to push and testing how to make content and doing this since like end of the summer last year. Just getting used to being on a camera, talking into the camera, looking into the camera. I mean, look at this little relationship, this little moment we got going on. It's a thing. But yeah, so just getting used to that, being comfortable in myself, being comfortable pronouncing words. Yeah, there's one thing getting into this content game has, if not reminded me, has brought into my attention glaringly in recent days, is my inability to communicate effectively, even though I always believe I'm a good communicator, but it's all in my head. So to be fair, that's just one of those things that looking at yourself, having to edit yourself talking, and just trying to figure out different ways to just be transparent and open, which one isn't required to do any of this to be an artist or a musician, but to be an artist and musician the way I perceive things, I need to be able to effectively communicate them as well. Usually whenever I'm teaching or trying to break something down, it's easier, but I'm learning that I also got to be able to do that casually in just conversation. Regardless, we find ourselves here in a very chill, late evening, early morning time to just watch some YouTube videos. And so I'm already kind of been currently watching this YouTube video on Lo-Fi. One of my big mentors, God had the luxury of having him mentor me with like a lesson or two, I think, in my early years of production. I still have some of those notes, apply a lot of the things. Luckily now a lot of that's kind of like second nature, but at the time very valuable. So every time I see his content and stuff, I always try to just watch it. But yeah, just seeing other people's vocal chains and whatnot, which overall, it's just good in general to remind yourself of things that you're familiar with or weren't aware of, like the nuances. So yeah, just wanted to review that, but we're not gonna react to that. I have a little minute video here. This moment between LeBron, Luka, and JJ Redick is gold. What we got?
Strother, Tyson, again emptying the bench. Jones also in. And Pickett and Hall. Pickett fires away, can't get that to fall. Doncic just 3 assists away from a triple.
I gotta say, as a casual Laker fan, even though I'm not so casual that I'm not, aware of some of the things happening with the team, Austin Reeves is, it's just a fun treat, I'll say, as a Laker fan, just to know that we got a guy like that, dude. Just holding it down, Personal opinion, I have no stats, no education to prove this. Haven't really watched games. I barely even watch highlights. But from what I barely and limited amount of see, shout out to that boy Austin Reeves doing some AR-13. I think it's AR-13.
Double.
15. AR-15.
Redick calls timeout. It's going to get his guys off. Starters off. The Laker fans, they have been celebrating tonight here in Denver. That has not happened a lot recently. Well, what a performance from the Lakers on the road tonight.
I've known JJ for 15 years. I worked with him for 3 years. I have not seen him smile this big in all the time that I've known him. He has done an outstanding job incorporating him, coming up with game plans. He's not going to smile now that the camera's on him, but he has done an outstanding job with game plan and really managing the entire new roster that he's had. And you see this, and look, it's been impressive to watch JJ have to manage all the different rosters, all the different stuff. And look, in his own words, I'm not going to glaze him, but he's doing an outstanding job so far.
That is a happy head coach.
That's a happy head coach.
So, again, the Lakers started the night in 5th in the Western Conference.
Here's the thing. If J.J. Redick's my head coach, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a player, but I would assume me as a player to be a bit more confident in his decision-making. Don't know. But, hey, look at that. Lakers top 5. Houston, shout out to Houston. You know. Honestly, the one city in Texas that, as long as I've lived here, I don't really venture out to often enough. But that's also because I don't really like leaving my place of locking in and working. But besides the point, not as interesting as I thought. Let's see what we want to watch here. We got Missing Link beta cutscenes, story analysis. That's Kingdom Hearts stuff. Korra's the weakest avatar. Yes.
Did you check out the new Avatar series that was announced? I did. It's an Earthbender, right? Like, they're twins.
We're lacking
I think
Tony
they need
stuff.
to let it go. I think they need to let it go. It was like Korra. I could wrap my head around Korra. It was like let's see what happened after Aang did what he did, because the world was in turmoil for 100 years and we wouldn't be able to see what he did till after he died. That makes sense. Korra made sense. This one doesn't make any sense. It's like, who's the big bad? Like, who's the villain? But I mean, it's been probably over 100 years since Aang has been dead, so you know, times have changed obviously, but they're gonna be building a whole Avatar with this new show. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I liked Avatar because it was like this elemental thing. Obviously, it was air, water, earth, and fire, maybe lightning, maybe healing. You know what I'm saying? And it was almost like this cultural thing, like this made up cultural thing. And then Korra came around, and then they turned that shit into sports betting. Like oh, if you can bend, like you're an athlete now. I didn't love that.
Fair.
Korra hater.
Okay.
I'm not a Korra hater. I can just point out what, like, the faults in Korra. I don't know why everyone dick rides like the Legend of Korra. Like, there isn't fundamental flaws with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is.
I'm kind of phony though, because I really haven't watched all the Legend of Korra, but from the video essays, clips, and some spoilers that I've gotten over the years, what seemed to be a great alley-oop turned to be somewhat of a middling, lukewarm tea. It's the best I got right now.
But, like, there definitely is. The end of Korra made huge changes to the lore as well. Yeah, especially, like, with the whole, like, now there's no Avatar cycle, and Korra's, like, the first Avatar. I just did not like that. Now, that's obviously personal preference, but take Tony. I've said this before. I'm not a fan of the main character just getting beat the fuck up all the time, or just not doing that much. Like, that's why I said I like Sam over Frodo. I mean, brother, Korra got beat up like season in, season out. I feel like if you love the show, you would really know what I'm talking about. Because if you hate the show, then you don't care that she's getting beat up. You won't like Invincible. I liked Invincible season 1. But the thing is like with Mark, it makes sense why he's weak, because his dad is so strong. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. But it's like, bro, with Korra, it was like...
I get what he's saying, but there is a couple more things I feel like he had to address with that. Because it's like, he's a Viltrumite. Mark's supposed to be strong, but he's weak because he has his human traits, and it's like learning to become something that you are, but you weren't raised to be. But honestly, there's more nuance to his character, but there we go.
Yo, me personally, let me just bring me into the equation. Brother, if I am the Avatar, the master of... You're not beat. You cannot. It is impossible for you to beat me. It is improbable for you to beat me. You can't do it. I'm the Avatar. And she was getting I mean, what was that earthbender's name? And she was putting, the beat on Korra. Kuvira. Kuvira was putting them hammers on Korra. And she was getting nailed down, brother. I mean, it was sad to see. This can't be Aang. This can't be Roku. This can't be Kyoshi. This can't be Yang Chen. It can't be. You know what I'm saying? Zahir was crazy as well. Zahir was a little hyped up because when Zahir and Tenzin went one-on-one, Tenzin really beat him. And yes, people say she's poisoned. And maybe the blame is the writers. Maybe the writers just didn't do that well because if y'all know the lore, the first season of Korra was supposed to be a one and only one and done. It was just supposed to be something cool. But it was so popular that Nickelodeon was like, yo, run try to run some more. And Amon was supposed to be the big bad. And so I don't fault them for that. You know what I'm saying? I give them grace. But it's brother, she's getting beat up all the time. She's getting beat up all the time. Roku caused the 100-Year War. Yeah, for sure. If Roku would have put Sozin down right then and there, it would have been a wrap. Korra's villains are so much crazier. Y'all say this, and no, they're not. There is not one. I mean, you could say this about the Dark Avatar, but Aang was more spiritually aligned than Korra was. So Aang would have beat Vatu easy, regardless. But human wise, who is touching Ozai? Maybe Amon, because Amon's got bloodbending. You can pull that out. You know what I'm saying?
Dangerous.
Bro, Zahir was killing people. Zahir fought Tenzin and lost. Zahir almost got packed up if his crew wasn't with him. So Aang would have definitely beat him. Here's the thing. Y'all try to make me a Korra hater, and I'm not. Like I said, I just call it how I see it about Korra, and people will say, oh, her villains were super crazy, but they weren't, though. Amon and Vatu are the crazy ones. Really, Amon really was, there's a reason why, if you watch the first season and pretend this is a complete work, you can understand that Amon was always supposed to be the big bad. Ozai murdered the whole continent. What does killing have to do with it? Yeah, I don't know. Aang was holding back the whole time. Korra wasn't. I don't know. From what they say, the next Avatar is always stronger than the last. That's not true. I don't believe that Korra is stronger than Aang. But it's not like a man-woman thing because I don't believe that Aang was stronger than Kyoshi or Yang Chen. So don't get it twisted. From what I have heard, especially about Kyoshi, I haven't dived deep into her books or her novels. But Kyoshi seems like the baddest one. She seems like the strongest Avatar. From who we've seen, Kyoshi seems the strongest. I'd say Yang Chen maybe is second. Yang Chen canonically can create sound barriers. That's disgusting, right? But if not Yang Chen, we don't really have much lore on Yang Chen. At least I don't. So I say Kyoshi number 1, Aang number 2. I'd probably put Yang Chen number 3, Roku number 4. So it's not I'm not saying Korra's weaker because I'm some dude that just wants dudes to be stronger. I don't think Aang's the strongest Avatar. You know what I'm saying? It literally just is from what I saw, Korra was getting, brother, it was she was being put in a blender, an elemental blender. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, in Yang Chen's era, the people considered her a god. Yeah, Yang Chen was disgusting. Honestly, if you're defending Korra without thought, it's because you grew up with it and nostalgia is blinding you. But that's the thing, I grew up with it too. I watched Korra when it came out, episode by episode, especially the first season. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, the very last season I kind of fell off. But I even when I was a kid, bro, that shit came out in what, 2000, 11, 12? I was just thinking damn, Korra gets beat up a lot. I thought that as a kid, when you're a kid, you just watch whatever's in front of you. You don't care what you're watching. You don't have thought about what you're watching. I was yo, she gets beat up a lot. You know what I'm saying? That was just what I thought when I watched it. That's why I don't like when that shit happens. I am not a fan of it. This our main. That's what I'm saying. She's a main character. I'm not saying she gotta be the strongest, but Korra was getting you have. Maybe some argument with Kuvira, but like I said, bro, me personally, you just can't beat me with one type of bending unless you're Toph. Toph is just like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about Legend of Korra, man. That's just, it was not Amon. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Amon's really got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like again, if you think about it, if you think about the first season, if you consider the first season just the complete work of Korra, you can understand why Amon was really like that. Like, oh, his power. Like, if they would have redone all of Korra, Amon would have been the big bad at the end. Is this dude green screen into his room? Yeah. Yeah. I am. You wanna see?
Brother, that is the worst. Or it's the best ad placement.
Is it dirty? No, it's not dirty. It's just, if y'all remember, I would have to get up and set up the green, because I love the way my room looks. I would have to get up and set the green screen up every stream. And it was kind of annoying, and sometimes it would fall, and it just takes a minute. But, so like the reason I do that is so I can switch to this screen. So now I get the best of both worlds. I still stream in my room. My room looks exactly like this. But now I can just, see what I'm saying?
That's genius.
I just took a picture of my room. I put all this time and effort into getting all this shit. I'm not finna not put it in there. I didn't even notice, yeah. But yeah, that's fire, right? Cause at first I was like, all right, I need a cool background for my green screen. What am I gonna have? And I'm looking, and I'm like, bro, like, am I just gonna change this up every week? I don't even like any of these pictures. And I'm just looking at my room. I'm like, man, I wish I could just have my room be my background. And then I was like, wait a second, I can't. And so I had my camera set up, and I just moved out the camera's way and took a screenshot on my PC. And that's what y'all see. But yeah, sorry for my Korra rant. It's not even a rant. I feel like when other people hate on Korra, it's definitely some like hating on women shit. It definitely, like, I'm not even gonna deny that. It definitely is. I'm not doing that because she's a woman. I'm doing that because from what I've seen, you know what I'm saying? But I understand why when people hear Korra are...
Get that shit, brother. Valid points. All right, okay. That was just a little funny fun one from Tony.
Right, let's try it again. The bunny hop.
Number 1 invisible woman found his new favorite tech. I need this in my life. I need to know what's happening here because I'm a self-proclaimed invisible woman main, and this season, finally, we got, like, the Fantastic Four partnership, so now that people are abusing the thing, I finally have somebody that can give me healing boost. Because I know that matters. I understand that, yes, right now I'm learning the mechanics of this game. Marvel Rivals, right? I get, you reach, you extend, you get excited, you want to fight, but then you realize, oh, you have a position to play, you have a role, you have 3 on point. You have to make sure you're constantly looking around just in case your booty is being clapped by a Black Panther or a Spider-Man or, God forbidden, Iron Fist, man. Nevertheless, this video is going to be important for us because we need to acquire as many combos as we can so we can rank. We broke, by the way, I have no idea how these videos are going to come out in order because we're rocking this shit like Yolo Dolo. But I broke gold. What was it, last stream? So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the second video. It has to be the second video. Regardless, as my greed has no limits, found our way back to silver 1, but not so bad that we can't get back to gold. And I think we can. And the cool thing too is we joined a faction. I don't even know if I can leave the faction now that I think about it. We joined a random faction because once you get into gold 3, you immediately become available for like the championship stuff. And we're taking this thing far with Marvel Rivals. We're not. This game's going to be here for a while. We wanted to do that with Overwatch. Didn't do it because we were wussies and we just didn't, take the dive, if you will, into the ranked and all that good stuff. So yeah, this time around with Marvel Rivals, Thania Bear, aka Natty, aka that nigga, will do his best to be the GOAT. Hence why we're watching this video. This is going to be valuable. It's great information for all of us. And who knows, if it's great content, it's great content. If not, then, shit, I apologize, my niggas. Hold up. Let's get it, baby.
So important, scroll bar on the jump, the key binding. Here, jump on the scroll down. You double jump, and then you just put the scroll, you scroll right before the moment you land. And that's how you bunny hop. Then you still get a bit of momentum. You can also do that like... Exactly like this, yeah. You can also do it in the other direction, and it still works.
They look like they mean business.
Hop, hop. Look at that additional movement that you get. You actually get quite a bit of distance with that. It's really useful.
Okay. So essentially this man, he routed the jump not only to space bar, but also to his mouse wheel. And he's just rolling it before he lands. That's what I understood from that. Let's run that back.
But let's try it again. The bunny hop. So important, scroll bar on the jump, the key binding. Here, jump on the scroll down. You double jump, and then you just put the scroll, you scroll right before the moment you land. And that's how you bunny hop. Then you still get a bit of momentum. You can also do that like... Exactly like this, yeah. You can also do it in the other direction, and it still works.
They look like they mean business.
Hop, hop. Look at that additional movement that you get. You actually get quite a bit of distance with that. It's really useful.
You know what's happening. Okay, let me make sure. At least that it's muted. Okay, it's muted. Now one more time, because we are slow and we need it. For me, I need it.
But let's try it again. The bunny hop. So important, scroll bar on the jump, the key binding. Here, jump on the scroll down. You double jump, and then you just put the scroll, you scroll right before the moment you land. And that's how you bunny hop. Then you still get a bit of momentum. You can also do that like...
Alright.
Exactly like this, yeah. You can also do it in the other direction, and it still works.
They look like they mean business.
Hop, hop. Look at that additional movement that you get. You actually get quite a bit of distance with that. It's really useful. What did we ban? I didn't even pay attention. What's banned? Luna is banned, Wolverine is banned, Spider-Man is banned, and Hulk. The storm is open. Well, let's hope they don't have storm. Groot? Psylocke, okay, Loki. No, don't get walled. The walls! The walls!
Okay, one thing this man is doing here that I need to do a better job at is he runs away and doesn't shoot or click anything when he uses his double jump to get away. I need to do that. I don't do that enough. And that causes me to have low survivability, which makes it very difficult for my teammates. This makes sense.
Okay, Moonlight to Loki is good. Don't worry, team. I got a pick. That's what I'm here for. The strategist. Nice ult.
What are you thinking when facing your opponent? And there is no opponent.
Ooh. Focus on the animation.
Big. That's only 2 ults used. Yo, triple stream streak, let's go. And Mogus. Hella. They did not have a Moonlight, so I can ult the Groot ult. If they had a Moonlight, I should not have ult there. But thank God they don't.
That's good to know.
Because if Groot ults when they have a Moonlight, you will not be able to out-heal that. With any support ult, even if you stack all 4.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
I feel like myself again. Some function, or perhaps a curse.
Need to break these walls. Okay, now they have Moonlight.
Good shit, good shit.
Okay. Winnable. We got 95.
It's clear I'm still needed here.
That's the support ult gone. Let's go.
I love how that skin has like the melodic bells. Such a nice touch.
Nice. Okay, that's not good. That's 2 people down. Am I just the carry? Or what is happening?
Good, survive.
Hella is 1 HP, killer. Okay. Nice, well played. Am I just the carry? What is going on, man?
Alright. The drug has been bitten. Or the let's just rewind, run the tape back, dude. It is time. Let's run this. Goodness gracious. Alrighty. Let's see what we got going on here. Let me check on the audio. Cute. Alright. Oh my goodness. This is what I get for not loading it properly. Hold up. to do this. Let's see here. Okay, being creative. There you go. And then we do Marvel play. Okay. There it is, there it is, there it is. Alright. So, one, we're going to test that. We're going to get that bunny hopping setting figured out. Cause, you know, thinking about it, the only thing I could think that can mess with is pinging. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm gonna ping shit anyway. Alright, cool. So, while that guy does that, we'll wait for him to get loaded. In the meantime, let's see. The problem is, the most common low elo mistakes. I could watch the rest of this match, but that's somebody that's gonna play a game.
I'm a top 500 support player both seasons now in Marvel Rivals, so today I'm going to be sharing with you the most common mistakes I see from low elo players and how you can fix them. In my opinion, these are some of the most fundamental mistakes people below Grandmaster make, so fixing these should easily get you out of the metal ranks. So the first mistake we're going to talk about is staggering. Staggering is when you or your team die one by one without ever fully regrouping or trading to keep the fight even in numbers. When you lose a fight, it's best to either back out if you can make it to safety, or just die quickly so you can rejoin your team. Winning fights is often a numbers game. If you get a pick and make it 6v5, you're more likely to win the fight, and vice versa. So for example, let's say you're about to start a fight, but 2 people on your team instantly die. In this situation, it's better to back out if you can, or if you and your team are already committed to the losing fight, just die quickly so that way you can regroup with your team from spawn. The worst thing you can do here is just go in without any follow-up from your team and die alone. Also, something to note is you'll often hear people refer to this as a reset, so if your teammates call for a reset, now you know to regroup so you can take an even 6v6 fight. Mistake number 2 is one that's incredibly easy to fix, and that is just to track the enemy ultimates. When you're tracking the enemy ultimates, it gives you an idea of how you need to play and how you're able to play. For example, let's say you're playing Strategist and you have your Luna Snow ult and you're playing against a Star-Lord. If you're keeping track of the Star-Lord ult and you know he either has it or is going to have it soon, now you know you need to hold your Luna Snow ult to save your team. If you know that Star-Lord doesn't have his ult, now you know that you can use your Luna Snow ult without getting punished to help win a fight instead. It also helps with positioning. For example, if you know the enemy Doctor Strange has his ult, then now you know you need to play back and avoid being too clumped to make sure that you can dodge it. Knowing when you can get value out of your own ult and how you can deny the enemy value from their ult is incredibly important. The easiest way to track the enemy ult is to just look at the ult charge in the kill cam if you die, but another way is to just assume that in a mirror matchup, for example, if both teams have a cloak and dagger, both heroes will be getting ults at around the same time. Moving on, we have mistake number 3, which is not positioning on off angles enough. This is something that's important for both duelist and strategist players. An off angle is a position that is basically not directly grouped and clumped with your team. So it could be slightly to the left or to the right, or it could be on high ground while your team is on low ground. The goal of an off angle is to be able to safely output damage from a position where the enemy team is too worried about your team to be able to focus on you. There are a couple of ways that off angles play out. First, if nobody on the enemy team looks at you while you're on an off angle, it means you can do damage for free. This can help you find a kill, force supports to heal them, or force cooldowns. The second way it can play out is the enemy team does start focusing you, at which point you should just disengage and find cover. This is going to pull pressure away from your team, allowing them to take space back, do more damage, or even find kills. Something to keep in mind is you should always be positioning around cover, whether you're in an off angle or not. If you're playing on an off angle slightly to the left or right of your team, but you're in the open, you're just an easy target for the enemy team. Also, you need to remember your goal with being on an off off angle is just to apply more pressure. It can help you find kills for sure, but staying too long or being greedy for kills and dying for it defeats the entire purpose. Now let's talk about your ultimate abilities, because a lot of lower ranked players hold their ultimates way too long. Depending on your hero, it can take about 1 to 2 minutes to build your ult charge up, meaning if you use your ult within a minute or so of having it, you could easily use 5 or 6 ultimates in a 10-minute game. Something that's really common is people will hold their ults for the perfect opportunity to use it, which could easily take an extra 1 to 2 minutes. In that time frame of holding your ultimate, you could have easily built another one back up. If you see an okay opportunity to use your ult, whether it results in just a kill or two or only forces the enemy to react with their own ults, there is still value there, even if it's not the team wipe you wanted. For example, using a duelist ult to force a strategist to use an ult in return is a completely fine trade. It can open opportunities for your other teammates to find value with their own ultimates, or it can just give you an advantage going into the next fight when your team now has 2 support ultimates up and the enemy team only has 1. I like to think of the phrase, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. It's hard to find the perfect opportunity to ult, but there will be plenty of good opportunities instead if you're looking for them. While we're on the topic of using abilities often, let's talk about your normal abilities, otherwise known as cooldowns. Lower ranked players tend to make the exact same mistake with their cooldowns as they do with their ults, which is just not using them often enough. The same exact concept I just talked about applies here as well. Most cooldowns are incredibly short, less than 20 seconds or so the more often you use them, the more opportunities you're going to create for yourself to find kills, trade cooldowns back, or force ults from the enemy team. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity to use your Mantis Leap to kill an enemy duelist or strategist. Use it on the tank who's too far up, or the Black Panther who's diving on your teammate. This isn't to say to just randomly throw out your abilities and waste them, but you should always be looking for an opportunity to use them in an efficient way if you can. If you want to hold your ability to counter something, that's perfectly fine, but just don't hold your abilities for no reason. So now I've talked about how you should be using your abilities more often, but is there a time when you shouldn't be using things like ultimates? Actually, there is. Mistake number 6 is using your ultimates in a fight that is already won or lost. Sometimes it can take a lot of ultimates to win a fight, but in general, you want a simple one to fix, and that is please just break the enemy utility. Groot Walls, Moon Knight Ankhs, Namor Squids, anything else I forgot to mention, they all provide incredible value to their respective characters, and when you're actively breaking utility, it means you and your team take less damage and have an easier time playing the game.
That's for sure pro strat too, because some people just do not understand that. All right.
Even easier for you is to just listen to hero voice lines. Normally they will have a specific voice line dedicated to things like the Ankhs or the Squids, letting you know there's one around you to break. Another incredibly common mistake I see is players trying to force a hero when it's not working. That doesn't necessarily mean you're dying a lot, but just in general having a lack of value. For example, if you're playing Black Panther into a Namor with Luna team up, you have to ask yourself if you're really accomplishing the goal of your hero. Can you assassinate the backline or at least be a distraction, pulling multiple enemies away from your team? Or are your dives just getting shut down? What value means here is going to depend on which hero you're playing, but in general, if you're dying constantly and not having an impact on the game, whether it's through kills, distracting, or even holding space if you're a tank, then that is personally when I would consider swapping to a different hero. If you force a certain hero when it isn't working for too long, all you do is leave the rest of your team at a disadvantage. Before we move on to mistake number 9, if you're enjoying this video or finding it helpful at all, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps me out. And also, if you have any questions or want to watch me play the game live in Top 500, I stream every single day over at twitch.tv/brush. So moving on, we have mistake number 9, which is mainly targeted towards duelist and strategist players, but that is simply not having enough uptime. Uptime generally means how consistently you're doing damage, or in the case of supports, damaging and healing. You should always be looking for opportunities to do damage as often as possible, especially as a duelist. It puts pressure onto the enemy team, which can force them to use resources, give up space, or even find you a kill. It's also important to help build your ult. The more damage you're doing, the faster you're building ult charge. Way too often in lower ranks, I'll see the duelist standing way too far in the backline, missing half their shots and putting zero pressure on the enemy team. Look for off angles, play near cover, and be constantly shooting at the enemy team to keep a high uptime. For strategist players, you should still be doing the same thing, but to a a lesser extent. You still need to make sure nobody on your team is dying or in danger of dying, but if your team doesn't need healing, that doesn't mean you get to sit on point and do nothing hiding behind your tanks. You should always be looking for opportunities to do damage. If you're below Grandmaster and think you have high uptime, I recommend you go into a replay to see how often you're actually putting pressure on the enemy team, because there might be more opportunities to do damage than you realize. It wouldn't be a common mistakes video without talking about bad positioning. There's a lot to cover here, but I will do my best to keep it simple. This is mainly targeted towards duelists and strategists, as tank positioning is going to be entirely different. First, not enough lower rank supports and duelists play on off angles. I explained off angles earlier in this video, so I won't go over it all again, but you should always be actively thinking about how to incorporate them into your gameplay. The next thing to talk about here is just generally bad positioning. And in the most simple way, bad positioning means you are not playing near cover. You should always be looking to position yourself around cover when you can, and if you're making a play that requires you to be in open space, you should think about where you can go for immediate cover when you are in danger. For example, if you have a Mantis ult active, you don't really need to worry about if you're in the open. The ult is going to keep you alive, but you should be thinking about where you're going to go as soon as that ult is over, so you don't end up in the open with nowhere to hide. You could use anything as cover: a vending machine, a corner at a choke, a random wall, but in general, you always need to think about where you can go to safely hide and wait for healing or cooldowns as soon as you're in danger. Finally, the last positioning related mistake I want to talk about is overextending. If you are alone and too far up past your team, it's incredibly easy to get focused by the enemy team and get picked off. A lot of players who play dive heroes think they need to be in front of the enemy spawn trying to kill the supports as soon as they leave base, but all that happens if you're too far forward is the entire enemy team turns on you, and now it's a 5v6. So always try to keep an idea of where your team is and ask yourself, can my supports or tanks help me get out if I get CC'd? Am I in line of sight of my support so I can get healed? Can my team capitalize on this space I'm making by walking forward and collapsing on the enemy team while they try to
not the type who fades quietly into the background. We didn't ask to be heroes, but we
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Are you,
I'm not sure what that is, lady, but most folks consider me an old novel.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Battle starts in 5. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it? 2,
Interesting.
These bees are much better.
looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours.
even small victories are worth celebrating. No worries, got your back. You are the leader.
Well, at least the grossest part of the battle is over.
Feel the pull!
Take it away.
Squid Kids, let's do this. I appreciate you.
An extra force. Great.
Captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Relay deployed. It ain't cheap. That's me.
Watch me go! Pick up your support
Glory is almost yours. I appreciate you.
Even when the multiverse is in danger, family still comes first. When the multiverse is in danger, family still comes first. When the multiverse is in danger, family still comes first.
Get ready.
This is a nice.
Something bothering you, Ben?
We've just done this dance so many times, Susie. Now it's getting kind of old.
Right. Saving the world from cosmic annihilation can be such a bore.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I gotta admit, it's always nice teaming up with old friends.
my guy. Hold up. I'm gonna turn the mic off and on. Okay. Okay. Yo. Yo, 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 yo. Okay. Alright. Alright, we're back to this. Okay, cool. I'm not tripping on this. Alright, yeah. Audio got crazy. Well, it's gonna be a little bit crazier because we're gonna have delays. Finally got back into goal 3. Woo! That's really a lot of it. Alright. Cute. Cute. Alrighty. New stomach. Brother, I don't need to see D-Spark. Not really interested in what D-Spark got going on right now. Let's see what's going on. Damn, tied for assists? Here's the thing, tied for assists, I got more kills, I did more, but he got more heals. Honestly, peas in a pod. Can't be mad at it. Can't be mad at it at all. I mean, I can be, but I'm not going to be. It's a better way to put that. Alright. We're in the Golden Boys. Let's lock in.
Pick your hero.
Okay.
Or villain. I'm not judging.
and boom.
I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background.
Let's make it.
Get ready.
Ninja's always had a way of bringing things to our
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
We've got trouble. Feeling fantastic. Anyone willing to help?
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
I don't know if it'd be wise to push that hard.
Nothing's getting through now. Force burst. Got you covered.
Alright, Cap was on my ass, I was on point. Just don't get off point. Don't push so hard that you get off point. Y'all doing great though.
I'll fight for my family until the end.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Force burst.
Dragon Unleashed!
It's
Their
clear
team's
I'm still
capture
needed.
progress is past the halfway stage. Control seized.
Our efforts pay.
Power time.
Force burst. That's much better. until the end. Rays didn't make me who I am today. My family did.
Ooh. Okay, there you go. Alright.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Please tell me this isn't the date night you've been planning for us, Reed.
No. But think about it. What could be more romantic than saving the universe side by side?
Literally anything.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
What?
That was a nasty deny.
That's much better. Vortex field. Bionic surge.
Maximum pulse!
Dang, I was really trying to say a lot. Get it on my ass.
Keep going.
It's clear I'm still needed here.
Control lost.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he's not so bad, but it's bad enough. And Iron Man too.
No worries. I got your back.
Nice.
Clearly you needed some help.
was a good separation on their part, honestly.
Progress has passed the halfway point.
Oof.
I don't give up so easily.
Force burst.
Yeah, they definitely are eating mine.
I won't disappear so easily.
They're winning, but you've still got a chance.
Yeah, just touch point. Somebody, anybody. That was an easy win, but okay. Well, not easy, but that could have been a win. Oh well. Gotta lock the fuck in.
Cosmic rays didn't make me who I am today. My family did.
Okay. Now.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Okay, cool. Alright, cool. Just making sure that shit works.
This isn't the date night you've been planning for us, Reed.
Okay. Alright, gotta lock in with this stuff.
Literally anything.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
We've been discovered.
I'm ready to put on a show.
Blue Iron Man, Focus Iron Man is over here.
I won't disappear so easily.
Please. Damn, Scarlet Witch. Fuck. We have not touched point at all. This is bad. This is really bad. And Groot's doing a good job of separating the spot. We lost that in round 2. We lost that one in round 2. That's crazy. It's just, we didn't stay on point. That's a tough defeat, because that's such an easy win too. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the loss is a loss. Like, that's Iron Man too, like, it's just not... Oof. Yeah, it got messy towards the end, sure, but I mean... Yeah, I was... Oh, damn. Yeah, I wasn't doing horrible. Honestly, the only reason why I wasn't as bad is because it's capital stats, just not it. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not too mad at it. Okay, let's see what's up next. It's crazy though. It's like you got all this and that shit wanna be wonky. Ooh.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background.
Alright. What we got? You know what I could have done last match? I could have switched the dances.
Family still comes
That would have
first.
been better.
30 seconds before you
We'll see what
attack.
happens.
Get ready.
You're underestimating my light. That's okay.
Of course we got the nigga that gets disconnected.
4, 3, 2, 1. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
You think this is a challenge? Try raising 2 superpowered kids. A magic hog? Vortex field! Clear the way! Anyone willing to help? Feeling fantastic. No worries, I got your back.
Oh, help any, help any. Yep. And of course it would be on a good match when we're making progress and kicking booty even with one less player. But that's okay. We always get sabotaged when we're on a path to greatness, and that is why we keep on going, y'all, because we're not letting that bullshit hold us down. That being said, though, still frustrating. It's how much I use. Ooh. Honestly, I need to make a jingle for this. This drink right here. Oh. Chug juice is the best thing ever. What is chug juice? Ha! Well, if I told you, then it wouldn't be cool. No, but that has though. It's just a mixture of lemonade and any blue-ish type of drink. So, you know. stuck in my bed. See, now that makes me seem like as if I have an unhealthy obsession, but I don't. It's not that I have an unhealthy obsession. It's just that shit's so damn good. Which, oh my goodness, this is like, for Marvel Rivals, this is probably the longest loading waits in a while. Yeah, the fact that the interface disconnects this much is insane, bro. Like, especially midstream, kind of hurts me a little bit, but alas. Hold up. Yep. Boom, there you go. Shit, golly, that scared me. What the damn? Oh. Anyway, ready.
I'm not the type who fades quietly.
Yo, Jeff? Shit. Either gonna be real troll or real fire. Let's get it. Alright, GG's. We're gonna figure this out.
Round one.
After all these years.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Fancy seeing you off the island, old man.
I hope you brought your weaknesses with you.
Demons? I never will call them.
The time has come to fight hellfire.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Oh, should I give them until the count of 4 to walk away? That's much better.
Magic in our back line. I'm looking right at it. Ooh, that was terrible.
I hope you can forgive me. Goodbye. Thought you wouldn't see me again?
Good team. Oh, son of a bitch.
Clearly, you needed some help.
Halfway there. Keep going.
These guys are touching me. Sheesh, dude.
It's clear I'm still needed here.
There you go.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
That's long. Matt, like Scarlet, please.
It's clear I'm still needed here.
Bingo stands with you.
Psionic first. No worries, I've got your back.
Goodbye.
Dang, she's gonna die so easily too. That hurts me.
I'll fight for my family until the end.
I unleash the Vishanti power!
I underestimated you, Liliana. Vortex field! No worries, I've got your back.
There's that Scarlet Witch, there's that Scarlet Witch. There you go.
Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
I'm not mad at this at all. I'm mad at this at all.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
I'm not quietly into the background.
Damn, Jeff, you're doing ham to the motherfucker. Go, Jeff. Go, Jeff. Go, Jeff. He thinks lag is the problem. I mean, it could be, but there's a good chance it's not.
We'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Okay, so just ruined that.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Got you covered.
Got it,
Much better. Vortex field. Psionic burst. Got you covered. Vortex field. Now I see them.
Namor and Scarlet flanking hard. Namor and Scarlet flanking hard.
We have to first.
Damn, I thought. The Scarlet is such an easy focus. How is she still alive?
It's clear I'm still needed here.
Better stop that vehicle.
Feel the pull! And this is why I can't breathe anymore. Vortex field!
Stop that vehicle.
Damn, that's Scarlet. Yeah. Alright.
Thought you wouldn't see me again. Rainbow stands with you! It's clear I'm still needed here.
The perfect hex! That is not that vehicle!
Shanti guide us to retreat.
Better stop that vehicle!
Vortex field!
It's now or never! Stop them!
We've got trouble. Psionic
Don't give them another inch!
Stop running around. I can't do it. I'm running around.
You stopped them in their tracks! Only 60 seconds left!
Yeah, that Scarlet Witch is gonna do some stupid.
my family until the end.
Down to 30 seconds.
Vortex field! Disappear!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how you close out, baby.
3, 2, 2.
Yeah, yes, 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 yes. Shout out to Jeff, bro. Thumbs up. Let's see. I ain't even gonna hold you. That Jeff could hold all that shit for real, man. He was holding it down. I had the most deaths though. I started feeding that a second. But Came back, locked it down. You know what I'm saying? Came back, locked it the fuck down. Let's go. Let's get one more. Let's get one more. Feeling good, feeling good. We're gonna get one more, and then after this next one, we'll close out on looking at like an art video. You know, I feel that's gonna be like a good, comfortable stop of the stream, and then we'll just go from there. Whoop, whoop.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background.
Hey, it's that nigga Jeff, Diano Dukes. A little dangerous doing 3 heals, but we'll see. I believe in Jeff.
All these years, saving the world still hasn't gotten old.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Wow,
1.
pre-ejaculated.
We need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Vortex field! Anyone willing to help?
Stop that vehicle.
Their name was up there. Okay, let's do a team shot. Fuck it.
They've made it halfway. Stop them. Better stop that vehicle.
Got you covered. Powering up. Vortex field!
There's still a chance to stop them.
is not defined by strength, but by courage.
It's now or never. Stop them! Better stop that vehicle!
Got your back.
What battle can continue
Don't give
without...
them another inch! Or else.
This is real firepower!
Better stop that vehicle! It's party time!
Okay,
Score is
I'm perturbed. Jeff, you could have supered them.
time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
I am the god of thunder and the mightiest avenger.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stick out the door.
Round two.
Never shrink from battles or feasts.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
What manner of creature are you? Strange allies this war has brought together.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
I have a rocket record.
Battle! To battle again! To battle again!
Shields up. Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
of Asgard returns.
Get that vehicle moving again!
The lightning of Asgard returns.
It's party time!
Seems we have
Almost there! Don't turn back now! Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
slow down. I bring the hammer down. Miniature metal spiders. What battle can continue without Thor? The moon haunts you, behold the god of thunder! Slow down.
Vortex field!
I am Thor, the god of thunder.
No worries. I got your back.
You get a web, and you get a web, and you get a web.
Only 60 seconds left. So close.
Here they are now.
Down to 30 seconds.
Again.
Get that vehicle moving again. Party time!
on the
2,
wall.
3.
And oh, I don't like getting on 2 L's, but let's see. Oof, not the best back-to-back, especially with all the audio issues halfway through. Like, bit tilt-inducing if you ask me. Man. Okay. We'll see if we'll see if I have to make a faction. I'm curious if I'll have to make one or not. What is it, 6, 14 or not? Yeah, I'm gonna need the rest. Alright. That was a tough one. Tough one. But we figured out a way to combat the foolishness. Now, let's close out on something that'll make slightly more productive. Let's see.
Oh, hi. Welcome to art school. I just opened a new location here where you just sit down for a few minutes and upload knowledge directly to your brain. Unfortunately, this is all fantasy. But stick around for the next couple of minutes and I'll explain exactly how I drew this whole scene with just some basic perspective skills. Skills you will have by the end of this class. Now, looking at this might seem pretty intimidating if perspective is kind of new to you. It's almost intimidating to me too, and I'm the one who drew it. But when you approach it step by step, suddenly anyone can do it. You can do it too. And this is the first step. Kinda. Looks pretty different now, doesn't it? It's on those basic plane shapes that I've attached all the details, and those details are the easy part, as I'll prove to you later in the video. The hard part though is building out that initial structure. So let's take a few steps back and I'll show you how I did it. Now before I draw anything, what the heck am I going to draw? Let's start there. Well, I wanted to draw something kind of inspired by Tekken Concrete, a gorgeous movie that you should check out if you've never seen it. And basically, I'll be drawing my art school, but in an alternate universe, within a futuristic, like, cyberpunk city. Kind of like a cozy little shop surrounded by mega structures. And to convey scale, there's nothing better than a 3-point perspective with a low eye level. 3-point perspective means 3 vanishing points, but what are vanishing points? Take a street photo like this. You see how all the lines seem to converge towards a single point? Well, that is the vanishing point. And if we were to extend the other horizontal lines from those buildings, they don't seem to be converging anywhere. They just keep going on forever, parallel to each other. And same with all the vertical lines. They never converge. So this would be a 1-point perspective. Now take this other example. We see a lot of line converging toward this point here, and a bunch of other lines converging toward this other vanishing point. But the vertical lines still don't converge. They're all vertically parallel to each other. It's only those going toward the horizon that converge. So we got 2 vanishing points here. This is a 2-point perspective. But this still wouldn't help me with my goal though. I want to convey scale and height in my drawing. To do that best, I think we just need to add 1 more vanishing point high in the sky. A new point where all those vertical lines will be able to go towards. And you can also invert that, to make a scene look very deep, like instead of high in the air. It's the same idea. But check out the main differences here between those two. The horizon line is lower within the canvas for this one, and higher for that one. This one is seen from a person on the ground looking up at the massive scale, and here more like a bird's view, flying high above the scene, like looking down at it. But yeah, for maximum dynamism, 3-point perspective is usually the way to go. So to make something appear tall, imposing, I'll want my horizon line to be relatively low in a drawing, so I'm almost forced to look up if I don't want to just stare at the ground. And I'll use 1, 2, 3 vanishing points for maximum dynamism. The first 2 vanishing points land on the horizon, and the third one is either floating above, in my case, or below. And as I tell all of my students, to make sure you don't get too much distortion when drawing perspective, keep the drawing within this triangle created by those vanishing points. And it's just because if I were to extend beyond the vanishing point triangle, and we can try it here, even a simple box would start looking super wonky. So I don't recommend it.
Want to know how to turn your viewers into shoppers? It's simple.
Never.
Shopify.
I mean, not never, but, not yet.
Anyway, here's a box within my empty scene. I drew this by extending 2 lines from my 2 vanishing points, and this gives me the first face of my box, the bottom face, and we're not using the third vanishing point yet because, well, it's just a flat square on the ground. It has no height yet. But now let's extend those corners vertically, and since we have a third vanishing point, that's where those lines will be converging to. My canvas does look a bit ridiculous now, to be able to show you with the third vanishing point since I placed it so high, but I didn't want the perspective to be too distorted, just a little bit. But now you can see if I trace 2 more lines from my first 2 vanishing points, I can complete my box really easily. And you can see it's not perfectly square because it's in 3-point perspective. A box in 2-point perspective will look like this instead. So even if my third vanishing point is way high up in the sky, my box still gets distorted a fair bit. But that's normal, that's accurate. It looks a little more dynamic, don't you think? Yes. And that's how most of these shapes were drawn. I start with big shapes, then cut into them, or extend some faces like I did with the big bridge looking thing in the background there. And then to make this possible, I'll always pre-draw some vanishing lines that I'll use as reference for the rest. So for most of the details, I'll just eyeball my lines using these as guides instead of keeping this massive canvas. So actually now is a good time to crop this down before my computer explodes. Now, obviously with the foreground and the background both, that's a lot of lines. I can't even tell what I'm looking at anymore. So I like to add a little bit of shadow to help give some depth to the drawing before I move on to the detail. And at this point, some of you might be thinking, wouldn't it be easier if I modeled all of this in 3D instead? Why, yes, most definitely. So maybe do that next time. But at least now you understand perspective. Like, I always bring up this web app, but you could easily build out those basic shapes using Magic Poser Web, take a screenshot, and then draw the details over it. Essentially replacing the first step that I did here. But anyways, here we are, ready to add details. And before I do, let me share with you some details about my art program, because we covered the topic of perspective in a lot more depth, if that's been going too fast for you. You can learn more about it with the link in the video description below. Perspective is just one of the dozens of art skills that you'll level up within the program. It's a complete art education, similar to a top university art course, but from the comfort of your home. And the New Year sale is almost over, so I just wanted to remind you there's just a couple more days to get a huge discount on it. Check it out and join our private Discord server to hang out and level up alongside some of the 27,000 other enrolled students. What are you waiting for? Now, it's time for details. And I'll usually tackle this in 2 main steps. Now that the first step is done, the big details, we've done that. Those will be the main structures that I have in here. Next, we'll focus on medium-sized details, and then I wonder what it's gonna be. The smaller details. Now, one thing that gets a little tricky when you don't have a lot of experience is to draw things at scale. Like, how do you make sure this counter is at a good height for a person to use it? Well, the easiest I've found is to always have a few placeholder people in there. I can put that guy here, and we'll consider that he's like 6 feet tall, or approximately 180 centimeters tall. And just like that, we can use this same guy further back into the scene to get an idea of the scale over there too. I just gotta scale him down to make sure that his head and feet touch those vanishing lines, and now I have another reference for something that's 6 feet tall back there. Of course, we could do the same at any depth, so here's that guy in the foreground instead. So I'll keep that in there as I work, but yeah, enough of this, let's wrap this up. For medium details, I'll focus on bigger things like furniture, the architecture style, Large signs, bigger props like the vending machines, screens, we're basically dressing up the scene, transforming it from a city of boring blocks to something that looks more like an actual city, or more like a street corner, rather. Here, obviously, I have a lot going on, and I'm starting to regret this a little bit. So, start with something much simpler if you're trying this for the first time, but while I can feel myself aging as I spend hours drawing this, it's starting to look a lot more interesting. And maybe let's add a few people in there to give it some more life. So at this point, you might be looking at this thinking, what could I possibly add that would be worth it? It's busy enough, bro. Wrong. I'm going for a level of detail similar to Tech on Concrete like I said at the beginning, so if anything, this still feels pretty empty. I don't know that I want to draw all those smaller details with lines like I have so far though. So I'm going to try something and hopefully it turns out good. I've never done quite what I'm about to do, but I'll switch to painting for the rest. I'll merge the small detail pass and the lighting pass together, so let's do this. Might turn out to be a terrible idea, who knows? And this would indeed turn out to be a bad idea. Needless to say, you could keep going with line art like a normal person, but I guess I'm just gonna be experimenting at this point, so let's just see what happens. So usually for small details, I think of them as like storytelling elements. Details that will let us know a little bit more about the history of this place. And I feel the smaller the details, the easier it gets. And yes, I know. I've only been painting the light at this point, but I'm getting to the details for reals now. And really, I'm just doodling here. Like, the previous step was a lot more work. This is just rendering. It's the construction that's hard. But at this stage, there could be, like, damage to some of the structures, dirt on the wall, things like smaller props that help us understand this little shop is about art for artists, and the overall clutter I feel gives this sense of history, you know, like it's been around for a while. Like your granny's house. It's just an environment drawing, but there's always an occasion to tell a story, to make the viewer curious about this place. Hopefully, at least. And somehow along the way, I started to add colors. How did this happen? And this was just going to be flat colored, but I ended up shading it by mistake. And now I've already raked in like 10 hours rendering this thing, so I think I'm right about ready to call it done. But maybe I should just fully commit to the colors and do a final pass on this because...
Brother.
Let's go!
Because it's a little hard to read with all the details. So let's do that. So we have big details, medium details, and finally the very many small details, along with all the shading, I guess. And all of that with just some basic perspective knowledge needed.
Honestly, hold on 1 second. Let me see this guy. Hey, what's up? No, I came like around like midnight. I came around midnight. Pretty solid. I'm about to wrap up right now, actually. Yeah, I'm about to wrap up right now and just call it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to sleep right now. Yeah, I'm about to sleep right now. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Is it serious? Or? Alright. Everybody. Alrighty. On that note, we are wrapping up. What I gleaned from this video, at least valuably speaking, is kind of just seeing his process and sort of like, what's this? To get here, is it difficult? Or let me not say that, it's difficult. To get here is simple, but it's going to require a lot of repetition. Which luckily we've been doing that, and kind of messing around. I mean, I was just kind of going over some of my early sketchbooks compared to what I got now, and I mean, definitely see the growth. I definitely see it. But this is the next step. Backgrounds and like color theory and lighting. I feel like once I get a grasp of this truly, which I have a gist of it now with value, but even then it's like you have to really try a bunch of different things that make you uncomfortable with drawing. I mean in general, but especially with drawing. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what that is. Also too, audio issues, the mic, we should have the original mic back on the next stream. This one we're just using the webcam mic, but you know, we'll work with what we got. Ain't tripping on that too much. But I do appreciate, I mean, Jalen stopped by for literally earlier. I feel bad. Honestly, that's the one thing I will say about being locked in whenever I'm in the stream. It's just kind of just too tunnel vision-y. It can get to a point where you can miss moments and just can make something happen. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm probably gonna talk to him tomorrow because we gotta figure out studio stuff. So yeah, anyway, boring y'all. Appreciate y'all for the time. Catch y'all on the next stream, which will probably be either Sunday or next Monday. We'll see. But stay tuned.